trying to be like fucking Ludacris. Ludacris had a pretty solid acting career. He's in most of the Fast and Furiouses, right?
Luda. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's in a lot of those movies. I think ever since this, maybe the first one.
He's an OG character.
Definitely in the second one. He's definitely in two. Too Fast, Too Furious.
He's in all of them.
He's in all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Let's go. I'm trying to be like Ludacris.
For sure. Those don't get made without Luda. like I guess they could do it without him, but I think he's made sure to stay.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know rappers. I think I've heard Joe Rogan mention that rappers have or it's common within like the artist group of rappers specifically, not all music creators, but rappers can transition into acting really seamlessly, it seems like.
It does seem like that. You can't just take a tennis player and make him an actor. You can't
just take a country singer and make him a fucking actor.
That's much more relatable.
Or like Dave, Lil Dicky.
Yeah. He's great in that show.
Yeah, he has dramatic moments and stuff too, like some serious moments.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He's solid. Donald Glover, the prime example. That's the boy, Donald Glover, or Charles Gambino.
Yeah, Atlanta. I heard he's coming out with a new project.
I knew, I've seen some not weird, but a couple random posts, it seems like, on his social medias over the last month or two. One of them was about, I don't know, some sort of, was it a tour or some shit? Or some sort of website, maybe?
He definitely started a website called Gilga.
Okay, that was one thing that I've seen, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like...
What is it, do you know?
It's kind of like secretive on purpose, but it's definitely at least like a radio station, like a playlist or like...
Was it a website?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he released music onto that site where you could it was like on Instagram where you could go to this link on his Google.com to play his new single or whatever. And then I also saw a post that was there was an album coming out I think at the beginning of May. So.
That'd be tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all about it.
The website's kind of they fucking love Childish Gambino.
That's the dog, bro.
It's the dog, bro. I've seen him more live than I've seen any other artist. I think I've seen him at least 4 times.
Yeah, I've seen him probably 3 times at least. Yeah, I think it's the most I've seen any one rapper.
Right.
Or one artist. Big Sean, I think I've seen him at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah. I saw him one time. It was awesome. It was so cool.
Grand. Yes.
But anyways, yeah.
Trying to act in this bitch.
Yeah.
Mixed with a little fitty. Who else is rappers who act? I guess Drake.
Yeah, right.
He started off acting in
reverse order.
Yeah. Started off on Degrassi.
Well, the joke here is that, rappers are acting all the time. It's not a stretch. But I don't think that's it. What is it that makes a rapper also be an actor? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe it's just the type of mindset that you have to have, or the type of life interpreting structures, the way that your creative narrative for life, maybe just the way that hip hop is. Because that's one thing I've noticed. I remember realizing that, or thinking about that a while ago, long time ago, that rap is such a different medium of music, because it's just like poetry, more or less. You're kind of just writing, you're not playing a guitar. If you could just fucking rip a guitar, or if you just rip the drums or rip a piano, then that's just kind of irrefutable as far as your musical talent. But if you're just a rapper, then you're just using words all the time.
Yeah,
it's kind of a different.
I need a whole moment for you to feel that thing where it's just you can instantly just make someone be drop their jaw.
Yeah, you start killing a violin. You're just oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, bro. We've been there. You've been there. I'm crying. Why am I crying?
Pianos and harps, whatever instrument you got.
But with hip hop, I gotta be I gotta set you up. I'm I can't even
set you up.
I can't even just say my hardest bars at that point because there's no context for them.
There needs to be context. You need to create the context,
right?
Yeah.
I heard you wasn't fucking with me while I wasn't fucking with you. Now there's some context. Now I'm just giving you now I can say hard things about you and it makes sense. But I guess you could just be just start dissing somebody for sure. But in my mind, the only way to, when someone's rap for me, rapper man, you're I either do a verse I've already done. I'm there's an example of me rapping. But for me to actually rap to you, I'd have to set it up somehow. We'd have to be talking about something. I'd have to almost make a song for you right here.
Yeah. And or what's I going to say?
That's just a lot,
Yeah. Yeah. Or not, I guess make a song, but in a more confined version. You don't have to make a whole song, but at least just one musical moment or one moment of just talking about something, or something happens in real life, and then you're able to identify it, empathize with it. You're like, oh, this thing happens to you too, and then like make a sentiment about it, express a line about it, or like how you feel about it, or how it makes you feel, or whatever it may be, how you're dealing with it, and then like it'll be like relatable. It's like, oh, okay, that's like the when rap for me, rapper man, or it's like, tell me a funny joke, funny man.
That's so.
I gotta set up a whole thing for you, or I gotta like find something that we relate with, or that you know about as well.
Yeah, I guess there's like knock jokes out there. You could tell universal jokes.
Yeah. Just trying to be funny.
You ever seen a book that's like the 50 best jokes?
Mm-hmm.
Or like my dad always
dad jokes.
Yeah, or my dad always had these books that were like the president's naughty joke list, and it was like this book from like the 80s or something like that. Okay. And it was like I guess there was all these like just joke books out there back in the day when like bookstores were popping off.
Right.
Yeah,
I just remember seeing some of those.
You could memorize those.
Yeah,
if you wanted to, I guess.
Yeah, tell me a joke, funny man. I guess what is that? It's a little bit. I guess there's just trying to be funny in general, just the idea of comedy or humor in itself. But then everyone has their own specific individual sense of humor as well. But I guess overall, you're trying to just be like umbrella blanket funny. But I think the funniest things are the things that, or the things that people find the funniest are the things that they can relate to the most. You know. So it's like trying to just memorize a whole bunch of fucking knock jokes out of a book. It's like you might get a couple laughs, but then like there's something there. Like whenever Dave Chappelle tells a story and like creates a perspective and a narrative and like puts a position, you know, it's like I think this thing because of this, and I think this is like the way we should act or whatever it may be in the situation. It's like Dave Chappelle's able to walk you through it, and it's like it's more creative, it's more artful, more artfully done than just like a knock joke.
So much better.
Yeah.
So it's like unbelievably better.
Right.
I think you hit the nail on the head. You said he tells a story. I think that clicked in my mind. I was like, maybe a joke is a story, or a better joke's a story. Mm-hmm. So like in hip hop, where it's like I almost kind of I'm like, I need to tell you a story real quick, or I need to like set something up. Let me give you some exposition. But then that's just like a lot of bars. But with a joke, I think it's the same thing. Yeah. It's like, let me set this up. Let me give us some exposition. Like, you know, there's a man walking up a hill.
Okay, go on. I love it.
Right? And he doesn't have any shoes on. And he gets halfway up the hill and he's like, damn, I wish I had some shoes. Like, at least that's like, you put someone in a place that's not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I think there's something to that. Like, I don't have a punchline for that joke. I was just like...
Yeah, they're in the story with you. They get transported into this different storyline or alternate universe. Right. Where they're able to... It's like watching a movie, or like the ability to be like, well, what's going to happen next? Like, what should happen next? How would I act? How would I respond?
Yeah, right. There's like a judge. You're judging their judgment. Almost.
Yeah, there you go.
You're like, this guy, you know? Mm-hmm. Or you fall in love with the character because they're doing cool stuff. You're like, oh, I know. Oh, my God, he's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so we could do that with, I think, better jokes or stories, right?
Mm-hmm. And maybe that might be why, or partially why, rappers might have an easier transition into acting or into that culture or into that medium, because it's kind of like, I guess, similar in regards to you're just using your words. It's just all wordplay. With rap, it's just poetry over a beat, but then with acting, you're expressing emotion over a script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I think directly why, or another idea that popped in my head about why maybe a rapper has an easier time than like a country singer, is because I think that with hip hop, I think most rappers go through a process where like you jump on a lot of beats that already exist, and you have to like draw, or that beat draw something out of you, or you go into a place where like your hip hop bag will work on that beat with like that medium, and you can make a subject that kind of works that way. And acting's kind of the same way. It's like, here's your scene and here's what's going on, and we need you to act this way and make it work. Whereas I wonder if country music, you're writing more of the melodies like the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's like all your creation. It's not you jumping into a thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's something about being able to just jump into that pool and be on that vibe. That's like its own skill set I learned like working at a restaurant.
Yeah. It's like the adaptability.
Yeah.
To the environment.
So I think maybe that's why rappers are like, they have that jump in the pool skill set that helps them just act like
Jump into the scene and act.
Yeah.
It's like jump on this beat and rap.
Oh shit, this motherfucking act. Damn, 50, you got it, bro. Holy shit, I believed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I'm all
beautiful.
about that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I feel my eyes got almost a little watery. Like if watery eyes was a scale of 1 to 10, I went from 0 to 1. I don't know why. It's just like
Just thinking about acting.
yeah.
What do you mean?
Just diving in there and being like that feeling whenever you jump in there and you do good enough to make someone be like, oh shit, that was good. Like damn,
We got it. It's a rap.
That feeling makes my heart like flutter a little bit. I'm like, oh yes, like I don't know.
Hitting the shot.
Yeah, right.
Achieving the goal.
Feels
hitting
great.
The target.
Oh yes, nice shot.
Bucket.
Yeah, I want to translate that into my life. You know, I can't play basketball at LA Fitness for a living, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. But I could maybe act for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't love what I do, but I always love what I do, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's just in the wheelhouse. Or I think that's just what we're maybe part of our journey. It's definitely. I'm not sure if everybody has that impulse or that drive or that desire.
It's hard to identify what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for anybody to know exactly what you want to do or how you want to spend your day to day.
Because also, like, acting is like level, like, I went through 10 different, like, I want to do this, but then, like, life and your own limitations occur. And then, like, you kind of, like, have to either readjust. Like, originally, I would just be a professional athlete. Like, honestly, if we just went from, like, my 10-year-old dream, I'd be playing for, like, with Messi right now. I just want to be a soccer player.
Yeah.
And then play, like, in America. You know what I'm saying? Because the talent's not that great here. It's like playing D3 soccer, but you get to play here in America. But if you want to play like D3 basketball, you have to go to like Europe. I'm not talking shit about Europe basketball, but it's just not the NBA.
Yeah.
But it's like flipped in soccer. So like the American League's shittier.
15, 20 years ago,
right?
America definitely was not competing.
So it wasn't such a stretch.
Even still now, we're not like really competing for like the World Cup. I don't think we'll be in contention soon. A couple World Cups from now.
They've been saying that since I was a kid. I'm just kidding, but
yeah, we were definitely, because when the Summer Olympics coming around, shout out, that's gonna be exciting to watch. I love watching that shit because we always dominate that shit. Track and field and basketball. I guess there was a point where we were not playing basketball very seriously in the Olympics for whatever reason, for player safety, injury proneness, don't want to mess up their contracts for their money, whatever.
Yeah, that's been like the last 2 years,
right?
Or the last
couple Olympics.
Yeah.
But normally we dominate that shit. But when the World Cup comes around, we getting waxed.
Yeah,
we getting waxed.
We're like a solid C+ team in that tournament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when we get a win, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we fuck with that.
There's always some star you can believe in.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that guy's name. It's like our forward.
Yeah, we had an all-star goalkeeper for a bit.
Yeah, Tim Howard.
Yeah, I think he retired.
He was crazy. But it's just
you
not
want to
the
be
same.
a professional soccer player when we're coming up, or
yeah,
so far
yeah.
as
like thinking about just like
what your called path is or what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
Mm.
But like that shit doesn't happen, right? So then like you like bounce around a little bit between like, well, what did I love about this, and how can I like transmute, or what? Also, you find new things to love, and then like you kind of grow, and then I think you carry with you like this idea of like what you're supposed to be, or what you're really great at, or like what. Maybe some people don't do that, but like I've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To identify at like stage 10, I was like, acting's kind of like all the things I loved about soccer too. You know what I'm saying? And all the way through, like all the things I could do. But this is something tangible right here that I could maybe do. And I think someone could want to act on like level 1. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the first thing they ever want to do. But like there's a whole thing about spending the time it takes to figure out what you want to do. Like some people get lucky, I guess. You're just like, I want to be a dentist. And then you're just a dentist.
Boom.
That's cool,
In line. Want to be a certain type of doctor or a fireman or whatever it may be.
Right. But then
a teacher.
Yeah, even at that point you still might like have this feeling is like, is this what I want to do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is this I guess I don't know, what is it? It could be maybe like this is what I want to do, or maybe thinking, is this like my maximum contribution? Am I maxing out my myself? Yeah, so maxing out yourself, I guess, could be whatever, because we have to socially contribute somehow, we need to do something. We need to work, but not everyone's work is the same, but we need to contribute something. no matter what you're doing. And maybe if you're not maximizing your contribution, or like you could probably feel it like subconsciously as well. Especially if you don't like what you do, it's probably really easy to feel it. It's like, this shit sucks. This is not my maximum output, or like this is not the best I could do, per se. Maybe not even best I could do like money wise, but best I could do just like as a person, as like a being, I feel like we're all individual like energy power plants, and we're all like emitting power.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you're more charged up in this doing whatever you're supposed to be doing, and like that disconnect, you could probably feel it on a level. But I think it's, you need to like try to identify it and then pursue it, and then in that pursuit of the first attempt, you'll figure out what you like about it, what you don't like about it, if you're good at it or not, and then the thing will change as you figure out what you're good at, what you're bad at, how it's coming out, what the results are.
Life's a feeling process. I felt that when you were talking. That's like a big Sean bar. It's like, life is a feeling process, feeling process. I forgot how it fades out, but
yeah, it's like his dad talking to him.
Yeah.
You feel it. You feel it. They know when you're bullshitting.
Yeah.
You speak from the heart.
That just hit me, or just like, it hit me when it came out, but then the idea of that like grew on me once I realized that like, yeah, you feel whether or not like you're happy somewhere, or whether or not like you could be doing more, or like you're doing too much, or like you're giving your best, or you're not giving your best. Like those are all things that you can feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
just have to be honest with yourself. Like the more quiet and still and honest this thing is, the more you can hear all the other things going on. And you can tell whether or not you really appreciate it or really don't appreciate it. Or I think you muddy those waters sometimes and you can't tell what's coming from where. Am I fucking this up? Are you fucking this up? What's happening here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I get really still, I can just see it clear as day.
Yeah, you can like feel where the ripples are coming from.
Yeah.
Like what's causing any of my waters to start?
Yeah.
It's like, it's over there.
Yeah.
I feel it. It's like, what is this? Oh, I don't like these people, or I don't like this one particular person, or how this one particular person interacts with me, or how I interact with them. Or whatever.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's to a T. It's fire.
It's like, what am I worrying about? That's what I'm worrying about.
Yeah.
I'm going to address that. I'm at least going to look at it.
Need to. So sometimes you don't look at it for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? God, dude, that's the nature of life.
Yeah.
But it could also just be like, I'm dealing with that tomorrow. I'm at least going to take a stab at it tomorrow. Fucking. Maybe it's just like, okay, I don't have to deal with that anymore. Gone. You know, sometimes it's that simple, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, or like you feel some sort of like angst or anxiety, and you're like, what am I feeling? Like, what's bothering me? And you're like, yeah, you'll clean your room or whatever, and then you'll feel that, oh, okay, I feel fine now. Like, that's what it was. I was just like in a messy environment. And like now from this clean environment, I can start to make some progress.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's nice.
We love that.
Any sort of progress. Just like making the bed. Shit, yeah, man. That's what's up. What were we talking about to get started on all that shit? Actors, rappers, doing what you really want to do. Yeah. Oh yeah, but we think acting is part of our MJ38 thing going forward.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover syndrome.
We spent all yesterday making TikToks.
Yes, we did. It was grand.
Trying to buff up that. Actually, I'm not really trying to buff up my. I think that's why a lot of people make TikToks, is to buff up their social media presence. But in reality, like, I love what Childish Gambino did and does. I love the, like, I want our YouTube channel and eventually a website to be a place where people can just go, like, watch it like it's a TV channel. Like, there's, like, several things on the channel to keep people entertained for, like, hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, a series of this. And here's our TikToks, and here's our shorts, and here's our one-scene acting, and here's our sketch comedy series. And, like, you know, I want to fucking make that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This is that in one medium, in one lane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
one expression.
Right. But if we could have this channel be so dope that, because I just remember being in college, like back when I had time to kill, back when I was a killer of time. You know what I'm saying?
I was a murderer. In my past life.
So many seconds, so many minutes, so many hours. But no, I think a lot of people still, like, I just can't waste time at work. But there's a lot of people that could waste time. They need to waste time at work, whatever it is. Here's a YouTube channel you can go to and, like, see new content. And, like, I would like open up ESPN, open up I Am Donald, open up everything till I had read everything that was like new to read until it was all I've already read this before.
Yep.
And like you have to go to several different sites as a human if you're gonna stay caught up on everything. Like one thing's not gonna keep your caught upness full. But we can contribute to that. We could be like one solid.
One of the outlets.
You up to date on MJ38? Man, they're the best. I love them.
Yeah.
That's what I hope happens someday. You
Seen
know?
the most recent pods, seen all this shit, listen to the most recent album.
Yeah.
All that shit.
All
Yes,
that
bro.
shit.
I was in the same boat in college as well, for sure. Because I think I mentioned it before, but I definitely worked at the computer labs, and I'd have time to kill after I was done with all my shit, which is not very much. Or, like I would do all my homework, and then the job responsibilities were just like fill up the printers, help people with printing questions. It's like super simple shit.
Yeah, I got to a point where you didn't have to do anything unless someone had a question.
Yeah, you're just chilling. So after I finished all my homework, I would still have hours to kill at work on the computer, and I'd just be on YouTube, bro. Shout out Hodge Twins. I watch a lot of the Hodge Twins on bodybuilding.com, reading a lot of articles about workouts and stuff, protein and different kind of shit. Watching a lot of Hodge Twins, Chris Gethin, Jim Sapani, and who was the other guy? Jeff Nippard. That was another one.
Shout out Jeff Nippard.
Yeah, so some like super dope, and Athlete X. It's like super dope, hip like workout content and fitness shit. And I would run out. I'd run out of shit to watch because I'd watch it all. It's like, damn, man. So yeah, it'd be nice. Or I want to be that person for somebody else. I want to be that channel that supplies the entertainment, the information, the warm waters, all of that shit.
Something, right?
The motivation.
Yeah. Motivation's a lot of it. Sometimes you just want to see some dope shit. Like, you just want to see a post that's like, you know, never back down. It's like, somebody lifting their mind off.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, yeah. Like, that's at least me on Instagram for sure.
A little shot of espresso.
Just something.
Yeah, let's get it. Come on.
That's all I need. A little push in the right direction sometimes.
Yeah. Or a little chuckle or a laugh or whatever.
Also, I think sometimes you want to be reminded, like we're like the Alabama locker room sometimes for other people. Like, oh yeah, I play at Alabama. Fucking trying to play like, let me fucking walk straighter. Let me fucking, I'm on my shit. I'm locked in. Sometimes when we have that effect on people, you know what I'm saying? And like, I need other people. You have that effect on me. And Emilio has that effect on me. And like, there's people that you get around where you're like, hold on, like I know who I want to be. And that requires like focus, attention, effort, all things that you're not going to give if you're just like chilling, you know what I'm saying? If you're just like being you know what I'm saying? I feel like you really got to be like, at least that's what I have to do. But I think focusing is a big thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think we all fall victim to or we're all guilty of allowing ourselves to let our laziness kind of take over, you know, to not put forth effort and to slide into comfort versus the discomfort. It's like, it's kind of a natural thing. So it's nice to have that reminder that sliding into or choosing to put yourself into uncomfortable situations and do the hard things is worth doing. And it's formidable or it's noble or whatever. It's worth doing. Like I get a little dose of that every time I see like a David Goggins clip or I see Jocko Willink or Willink or whatever. There's a little 10, 20-second clips of them. I don't even have to watch the whole clip. You know what I'm saying? Almost like it's like seeing them just for like a couple seconds, just like sparks it in my mind enough. But if I watch the thing, it'll get a little bit more. Yeah. But I've already just consumed so much of their content that I have like that positive espresso feeling of amp it up, turn up the energy, be a little bit more disciplined, be a little bit harder, quit being a little bitch. All of that. Like this is a little shot of espresso, just like looking at that person. They represent these ideals, or I've assigned them these ideals. David Goggins, Jocko Willink, some Joe Rogan shit, Jordan Peterson. I was like, yeah.
Fire. Just
remind me a little bit.
So tight. And even Childish Gambino to this day represents like the creative outlet, like do a lot of things.
Yes. That's another, it's the same thing, but different flavor of espresso. Yeah. So be more creative. You can do anything. You fucking write, act, music, comedy, do a show, the whole nine, bro. Movies.
Yeah.
He's done like everything.
Yeah, he's crazy. Can't do more than what he was doing.
He's fucking crazy.
There was definitely a time where he was like, you know, writing albums and acting on Community and doing stand up. You know what I'm saying? And then made his own show right after. Left Community to go make his own show. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's insane, bro. More creative expression. You could do it. So yeah, I want to be that for people, for sure.
For sure.
Bro. yeah, it's crazy because it all starts. I think, yeah, you mentioned it earlier, just like you pick that one thing that you think you're going to try to start doing. And then that one thing, it was like, go to college. And then it was like, go to college and get a job. And it was like, go to college, get a job. And now you're doing this job. And then within that, it's like, do you want to continue down this path of like progressing, or do you want to keep watering this flower? And like this, whatever you water is going to grow. So it's like, do you want to keep on watering this? And I was like, yes, for a couple years. And then eventually it was like, do you want to keep watering? I was like, nah, not really. I'd rather water something else if I have to water something every single day and take care of it and tend to it. It's
and
like,
eat that fruit.
I didn't even choose. Yeah, I didn't even necessarily like consciously choose to plant these seeds and eat this fruit, because like you have to eat the fruit that you bear, or that you know.
Yeah,
we used to take care of these seeds that we're sowing.
Yeah,
and then eventually, yeah, it led to let's do like I'd rather do music. And then, yeah, now the doing music has progressed and translated and transmuted into doing the podcast. And now we're talking about doing like comedy skits and doing TikToks and doing short form little videos and acting. And like now it's all just like kind of changing slowly and progressing and evolving. The thing that I think we're called for, like it's calling to us and we're walking towards it. And the more you walk towards it, the more is revealed about it and your clarity towards it and how you're supposed to act and what you're supposed to be doing next. It starts with something. Everyone's on something.
It's beautiful.
I fucking love. Yeah, I want to be those people, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy because definitely 10 years ago, no, did not intend towards this whatsoever. We were like in our like 19, 20, barely turned 21. Was not thinking about doing podcasts and shit.
Trying to be a professional basketball player. Like I said.
Trying to make it to the league, bro.
If I had more Jordan Peterson in my life at that point, I probably would. Life just didn't pan out that way. You know what I'm saying? I had a surgery.
The timing of things.
My mom passed away. It's just like, it just fucking, like, that's what I'm saying. That shit's like unavoidable. And it kind of like pushed me in a direction where it's like, now you got to reevaluate. What am I trying to do here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you'll get pushed and it's like, what am I trying to do here? Like, remember who you are. Like, who am I? Who have I always been? What do I like? What do I actually want to do? And you just fucking, that's all you can do on your half of the fucking, I feel like there's another half that's like the universe working with you. Like the plan that already is for you. Like the magic of life. You know what I'm saying? Like you put in your half and then the other half comes and meets you halfway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's reactive.
Right.
Or it's interactive.
So as much as you like are pursuing that thing that would be like what you think the best for you would be, the thing that is the best for you comes to meet you. And it's not necessarily exactly what you thought it would be all the time, per se. Like Joe Rogan and podcasting. At one point, did he think like podcasting was definitely going to be like how he makes $500 million? And how he influences the fucking world, you know?
Yeah, his most quote unquote successful
venture.
Yeah.
It's just life's weird like that.
It just plays out like that sometimes. I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, maximize your contribution towards it.
That's the thing. You maximize your contribution towards it, right?
Yeah, and those people remind us to do that. Jocko and Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan. They remind us. I think we like rappers for the same reason. We like who we like for those reasons or whatever it may be. They remind you of something within yourself whenever you see them. Anyone that you follow. I guess, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Because some people just follow, like Twitch streamers?
I don't know what the point of that is. They're entertaining.
Yeah, they're being entertained.
It's like wearing a jersey for a gamer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe you're a gamer and empathize and relate with somebody. That's something you could see yourself doing or that appeals to you.
Or you like the way they think or the stuff that they say. You identify. You're like, this motherfucker knows how to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, because it's like I know of a couple streamers. The big one is what, Kai Cenat or whatever.
I guess so. Yeah, he's at the top. Everybody knows who that is.
He's a big one. I've seen him on Instagram. No idea what he does. You know, I haven't watched a single stream. Consume zero content. So like from someone on the outside, I'm just like wondering like, what do people? Because I know what I get out of following Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson and Jocko. Like I know what that does for me. So I'm like, what are people doing when they're following somebody? Or like, when they give their fanhood or they give their attention to somebody continually, what are you getting out of that? How do you benefit from this person? I guess from him specifically.
Like, this is deep.
I know what I get from my circle of influence, and people are, I guess, what criteria do you put up within yourself to allow someone to enter your circle of influence?
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
What are you trying to do?
Yeah, right.
And at what level? how do you frame the world? To what degree of importance press importance on you? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
like you're like, I need these shots of espresso so that I can what? Or I need this discipline so I can what?
Yeah.
What are you're doing it for what? But then I feel like someone watching the Instagram, it's like what are you being influenced to become? Or what do you want to be influenced into?
Yeah.
And how much like structure do you have to make sure you're being influenced into things that are actually good? Some people might use Instagram and just like look at big booty hoes. Like all day long. Like all day long. I imagine there's people that just Instagram is just thoughts for days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
For
or
what
fights or violence or funny comedy clips or cooking shit or
well, those aren't so bad.
Yeah.
But I just mean, could you imagine like purely negative influence coming off of the phone, and then people just like allow that into their like I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know how much
maybe
like,
that's just like a
conviction they
consequence.
have to do it.
Maybe it's a consequence of no conviction.
Right.
Right. I think
Yeah.
maybe if you don't have conviction towards an ideal that you are consciously choosing, you're going to be swept in the current of big booty hoes.
I'm just thinking, what's Instagram bad for? Like, but you get it. Like, there's a lot of negative influence, like, or at least like I guess the thing is like you could be coworkers with somebody, and then y'all talk a lot, and then y'all like could bullshit a lot, and then also not really like the place you're working in, and then create this like negative pool of water that you guys sit in that it's a conduit for poor performance. And it's just like what that's not good, you know what I'm saying? But that could be all of your influences. Like, oh, I watch this bullshit TV show because it's like mind numbing. I'm not really trying to get anything out of it. Or like, yeah, I listen to fucking whatever music. You know, I love Future. I'm not shitting on Future or anything
I don't know
like
why
that.
that popped in my mind too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God, because I felt bad for a second. You know what I'm saying?
My dog.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, it's just kind of mind numbing. It's just my favorite artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
quick,
like-
quick little interject. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and because I think Future and Metro are coming to San Antonio to perform.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the time frame is or timetable for that, but he was talking about we were talking about Metro and Future, and he was like, "Do you like Future?" And I was like, "I've heard there's a couple songs that I like to a degree, but definitely not. I wouldn't consider myself a fan by any measure. I've heard a couple songs." And he's like, I could take it or leave it. And he's like, oh, it's because you're not toxic, bro.
That was Edgar. Good tell. Yeah. Yeah. There's okay, so then let's just talk about our friend for a second. Just like, what is he communicating right there? Because maybe Future's not toxic to everybody, right? Maybe he's just a great artist. That's why his name was Future. Because people looked at him and said,
kid.
"You're the future."
You're the future kid.
Right. But Edgar self-defines the influence that Future gives him as toxic. And he's like, oh yeah, you don't like to catch some of that toxic influence money?
Yeah, you don't embody some of that slime toxic life. Not enough to appreciate the art
The odd that is Future.
that comes from that.
So it's like, you know,
Self-defined.
the part of me that's uncultured would be just like me in elementary school would be like, well, why do you want to feel like that? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to feel toxic? Like, why do you listen to that? But like in my own mind now, I'm just like, you know, I don't get it per se, but I'm at least like cordial enough to not be like, what are you doing?
Son, why are you entertaining that?
And how does that play out for you day to day, month to month, year to year? It's like, does that ever work for you ever? Like, I'm not like that, but like that is how I am with myself. You know what I'm saying? To a degree. So I think that's why, like, I guess these I don't think people have a very good threshold for what they're allowing themselves to take in for the most part. You kind of just take in whatever's around you to take in, you know? And then that influence like weighs on you and shapes your worldview a little bit. Whereas like
Big time.
your view of the world, like, it's crazy because I think it's so broad that like your view of the world is just going to be a fraction of what's really there. Like, you couldn't ever see it all for what it is and its true beauty.
Yeah,
and
we're
like,
too limited.
right? So
16 hours of conscious life.
if your worldview is like shitty and negative, it's like that's your own. It's not like it is and it's not. you could always go bigger than where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can always broaden the scope, widen the frame.
So I think that like Edgar needing to, or saying like this toxic music is like great because like I'm a little bit toxic, or like everyone has that little bit of toxic in them. So like, don't you just love to like feel that energy? Isn't that just part of what we're doing here? And you're like, that's not part of what we're doing here at all. Your worldview is different and broader.
If you're choosing, yeah. It's like you could choose to just let that slide, or to empathize, or to give that validation or whatever. You know, I don't know.
Power almost seems to require it.
What would you say? Power?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like in Vikings, he says, power is only available to those who are low enough to scoop it up. Like you have to like lower yourself. You have to like do something. Like I think allowing yourself to be influenced by toxic stuff maybe makes you more relatable. It makes you more you're more likely to stab someone in the back maybe if you have an influence of toxicity. You know what I'm saying, in the workplace, or you're willing to like cheat or steal or lie,
undercut,
manipulate. Right? There's just like, oh, you don't. It's like you don't have some of that toxic in you. Are you playing the Game of Thrones? It's like,
how are you gonna win the Game of Thrones?
Exactly right.
You're gonna get murked.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's just like, so power almost seems like toxicity is a prerequisite for the power. But just, dude, cast holy.
Yeah,
like,
what is it? Is it absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Yeah.
No matter who you are?
Yeah, there's a part in Vikings where the two kings are sitting there, and he's like, are you a good man? And the other king's like, yes. Yes. Are you a good man? And he's like,
hell nah.
Yes. Yes, I'm a good man. And then they sit there for a second, and he's like, are you corrupt? And he's like, yes. Yes. And he's like, are you? He's like, oh yeah. Like,
what the hell?
You know what I'm saying? It was just like a perfect scene though, because it was like
the moral dilemmas.
At first when the question's like, do you think that the English king is a good man? You're like, no. And then like, I've seen him do fucked up shit. Like I've seen him be terrible. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yes. And you're like, okay, well, he's got a distorted view.
Like, okay, guy.
And you see like the Viking king, and then he's like, we do think he's a good man because like he's your protagonist. And then his answer, he was more like, no, I don't think I'm a good man. And then he thinks about it and he's like, yeah, I do. And you're like, whoa. And that was kind of weighty. And then he asks the English king, he's like, okay, you're a good man, but like, are you corrupt though? And then this guy like hesitates and he's like, yeah. And then you flip back to our protagonist and he's like, are you corrupt? And he's like, oh yeah. And then you're like, no, he's not really though. Like, I didn't really see much of that. But then the next season, it gets a little haywire. You know what I'm saying? You see him start to like embody that sentiment that he was expressing, that like power corrupts. Like he was kind of like, we can't help but be a little bit corrupted by this power. It's like not natural for a man to be a king.
Yeah, maybe it's not natural, or maybe there's something off, or ultimately off, that leads to a demise if you run the simulation long enough. But the start of the simulation that's doomed is just, maybe we're not meant to be in control of other people to that much of a degree. Because I think about it, it's like being at work. It's like, I'm not really like, there is, like, it's being at work now versus being at work at the previous employer. It's like same, or like they're both restaurant. We're both playing restaurant at a high level. Mm-hmm. But my position in the game is different. It's like being a player versus being like a coach, I guess. But it's like
soldier versus general.
Yeah, something like that. This is a little bit different, but ultimately, I'm still trying to enforce. We have to like enforce rules, or enforce standards, and keep our common base level service high at all times. So it's like, in order to achieve that, we need to have some sort of rules and standards that we hold people responsible to, or hold people up to, accountable for. And it's like, ultimately, it's like, okay, that's kind of like what it is to be in control of someone, or just like to be.
You want them to act how you would act.
To try to influence their behavior. It's like, I guess control, right? It's like to have control of their behavior. do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're a boss, if you're a manager, you kind of are in that position. But I'm not trying to be overly gross about it, you know? But I think maybe because it's not natural to be so controlling over somebody. I think we have within us a desire to inspire, but maybe power just like corrupts absolutely if you let it go to your head. Because if someone wants to be king, then they probably shouldn't be king.
Yeah.
It's like the person who doesn't want to be king, that's probably who should make king.
Yes. And that's the thing, though. That's like the direct dichotomy is like Ragnar never wanted to be a king.
Mm-hmm.
Then the English guy is like through and through royalty, like a rich person, like
born into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the thing about the power. It corrupts both of those people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, even the person that doesn't want to do it, it's a corrupting thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I also agree, Joe Rogan talks about it all the time, like the person that wants to be president and wants to play all these games and wants to be in charge of millions of people, that guy's a psychopath.
That guy's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. What's a hero if he isn't reluctant?
No, that's it.
Childish Gambino himself.
Oh.
It's so hard, right?
Bar. Fucking hard bar.
Yeah. Like you're...
That was a fire ass bar.
yeah, seriously. Like fucking 10 years later, I still think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Spy Kids, dude, like the guy who was like, I'm the guy. And he's got like 100 lives. He's like, don't worry, everybody. I'm here to save the day.
I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah. No, that guy dies. He was not the guy.
Instantly.
It was the kid that didn't. It was like the fool. Like the one who didn't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
He became...
The only way to be the guy is to think you're not the guy. That's the only way you'll ever be the guy.
It's crazy. Crazy concept.
It's like being the one. It's like being Neo.
Yeah, right. They tell him he's not the guy. He's like, it's not me.
It's not me. The whole time.
And there's like a moment where he's like, I'm doing it anyway. I'm called to this. Mm-hmm. Oh, I am this. Mm-hmm. It's grand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think maybe there's just something a little bit unnatural about being in control of. Yeah, because it's like we're fucking all free-willed individuals, like on a baseline level of like just to directly, maybe not impede, but to try to cut off someone's own individuality or their own free will. Like we can't.
No, they're sovereign. That's what like Jordan Peterson says. Every individual has God in them. Mm-hmm. Like they're sovereign in that sense. Like you can't step on someone else's God in them. It's like that's not. It's morally
piece of divine.
It's like it's inhumane. That's the word. So like, I think you have to let someone speak or like respect them enough to not try to like make them just be what you want them to be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
they have original ideas. They have influence. They have, even if you don't want it most of the time, it's still like, it's theirs to have and theirs to put in.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. I guess I was like, drew it back to being like a manager or being a boss in that position. It's like you kind of have to influence, you have to influence and inspire their free will for them to use their own free will in a positive direction to perform better or to have higher standards that ultimately lead to better performance for the whole, the entire collective, the entire company, and everyone, all the guests and all the customers that the company is interacting with. If your employees are all acting their best and trying to like put their best foot forward and do their fucking hardest, it's going to result in a better outcome for everybody. But it's kind of sucky because you have to respect the ability for people to not do that as well. Because like you can't, they have their free will. They're not slaves. And even if you are a slave, you can't like just like make someone do something.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's like fuck you. Like yeah, kill me or whatever. It's like sheesh.
Yeah, you can never just like you said, have someone be a direct output for your will. Mm-hmm. Like you can have that relationship. You can have an aligned vision. You can have a similar goal, and you could have like a culture of doing the thing that you both want everyone to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink the water. You know what I'm saying? You can't actually make it do what you want it to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's like you said, they have to use their own free will.
Yeah.
So you have to inspire the use of free will.
Yes. In a direction that you've defined as worth putting it in towards. Like put in your efforts and energies towards these things, and it'll be beneficial because of this reason. It benefits you or it benefits all of us. Whatever. But yeah, it sucks because yeah, you have to respect someone enough, I guess, kind of like to fire them or to be like, come on, man. You're not using your free will. It's like, well, we talked about this. You know the expectations. Being a weird thing, being in control of somebody.
Yeah, it's not natural.
Being a king. I don't think I don't know.
We need leaders.
Right, because I was just in the same boat. Those thoughts led me right there too. It's like being a president, you know? It's like we need leaders. We really love that. We love that shit.
Right. Oh, sorry. Please don't try.
Oh no, you're good.
I just unplugged the bacon.
Oh, okay. I heard you. Let's plug it in. Well, I think we maybe do we need leaders? Need leaders? I don't think we necessarily need leaders. Isn't that kind of what like communes or like having like a commune or having like no centralized government? It's like we're all kind of governing ourselves. Kind of the idea behind that. So I don't think we necessarily need leaders. Like, do you need a boss in a workplace? Some people do, I guess. I do need a boss in a workplace to get stuff done, to get work done. Some people fucking do.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, I fucking don't.
Right.
Like I'm doing it. Like if I have to do this thing, if it's like if in my mind, if I've already defined it as worth doing, then it's going to get done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need a supervisor to
make sure I'm doing it.
Yeah, to make sure that I'm doing my shit.
Yeah. Once you embrace doing your job, the supervisor's annoying.
yeah. The micromanaging.
Right. I'm doing the job. Like, relax, you know? Lead me in the mood. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led. That's from The Office. Well, Ryan's talking about, I don't know, having a boss. He's like, I like having a good boss. I like someone being in charge. It's like, lead me when I'm in the mood to be led, you know? It's just like, I think everybody can kind of relate to that.
Exactly.
We want to be moved and inspired, and you like to see someone come in and be like, just fucking, let's go. We're doing this shit. No questions. Like, let's go. And you're just like, yep. And like, makes you want to, or like someone setting the pace, someone to chase after, someone, I mean, doing like Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there we go. Setting the pace.
Yeah. Somebody that will define like, oh, that's how you love, or like, that's how you do it right. There it is.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it right.
That's how it should be.
I think we like to see that to some degree, but like, do we need a president?
Right, exactly.
Different question.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking it through. Like, I guess we need someone to be doing it right to show us if we're doing it right. Right. Because how else would we know? How else would we know if we are acting in the correct way?
By the fruit it bears.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Get biblical
that's the ultimate
again.
That's the ultimate test.
Yeah.
Is the actions that I'm putting forward and my theories on life on how to be. But yeah, I guess I was thinking about, do we need the example to be set for us to emulate it? And I guess it's like, no, because you're able to sort of run your own science experiments with your own fruits of your own labor.
Your own feeling process.
Yeah. If you're willing to scientifically kind of break down life and look at life through that lens and try to, it takes a lot of conscious effort to be like running your own life experiments and analyzing, how am I doing? What was my input? What's the output? How do I move from here? Yeah. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to be on that shit all the time.
Be a scientist.
Maybe it's easier to just have somebody show you the workout. It's like, okay.
Even if they show you the workout, you still got to run your own science. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I had that thought the other day. I was like, you know, I'm a son of God first, and I'm a scientist second. Boom. And then everything else kind of falls after that, dude. Because like, that's all I got is my feeling process, and then my science of running that feeling process over and over again. That's like all you can lean on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like right or wrong. Like, you don't need a lot of simulations to feel right and wrong. And then the science of, when I do a bunch of right things, life gets better. That'd be like the science attached to it to stop you from doing, when I do wrong things, life gets bad. And it's just like, if you never attach any of that, you probably just do the wrong thing over and over and over again. It's like our predisposed nature, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think like logistically we need a leader as far as like numbers, because there's like too many of us. Like there was too many like Israelites.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I guess what the leader is kind of, like a proxy or like a representative.
Ideally, yes.
Yes, you're supposed to represent the whole. Yeah. Because there's too many of us. There's like we like delegate. What's the word? I think it's delegate. There may be another phrase or expression to express it, but it's like we outsource. Like we outsource sanity It's like if we all are in agreement that someone is acting like insane, it's like, okay, I'm not tripping. Like this guy's tripping.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement that this person is out of the fucking normal loop, what we consider to be regular life.
Yeah.
It's okay, cool. I'm not tripping. But
Sanity's
maybe
a
if
trippy
somebody's,
thing.
I guess you kind of do the same thing with a leader or with a boss. It's like someone has to be the head or represent the whole. There's too many individual parts. Ideally, if they do it well. A president, same thing. Or elected official who represents you. I guess we do kind of need it a little bit. Needs a strong word.
I think that's how they stopped Moses from becoming a pharaoh.
What do you mean?
Like when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, then when he was like leading them out of Egypt to the promised land, then he had made like the stone tablets because he was like dealing with all of the controversy and all the arguing within the group for like years at a time. And then either God gave to him or he came up with like the 10 Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, these 10 Commandments will basically stop like 99% of all of the arguments right here. If you guys like follow these, then there'll be no arguments. If you guys don't follow these, then I can just be like, oh, you broke number 3. So it's like your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but then after that, it was like either God or an angel or somebody appeared to Moses and was like, you're going to become a pharaoh. Like you're directly on the path of being a pharaoh. Because it's like exactly, I just delivered them from like a leader who was making rules and telling them like how to do what they should do. And like, you're like really close to power corrupting you. So we need to like get rid of this like position that you're in and replace it with something that will not put my Israelites exactly back into the same system. And then they made like tribes of elders. So it's like your like 10 to 12 people would elect like one person. And then their 10 to 12 people would elect one person. And then those people met at a local level. And then there was like layers and layers and layers of these elected representatives that like got rid of power corrupting. Absolutely, basically. If you just had like...
There's one guy.
Yeah, like we're arguing, so we're going to go to our elder. If this guy can't like figure it out, he's going to go meet with the elders. And if they can't figure it out, then they're going to go meet with like the elders. And it should be that the judgment of like everyone is like in agreement more or less because they all represent each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one way in the Bible, just one example of like stopping power corrupting by having a king basically. And they just did elected representatives, which is kind of what America's supposed to be.
Like a small council.
Yeah.
Versus a dictatorship.
Yeah. Like tons of small councils.
Yeah. I think that's how it goes now.
It's supposed to be, right?
Right? I think that's how it goes on behind the scenes even. Because like, we have an elected president. And I'm sure other countries have elected prime ministers or presidents or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But I think ultimately even the president has like a small council. Or he has a small circle of people who are really calling the shots. And I think that model trickles all the way up to the top 100 families or whatever, you know, that are controlling all of this shit. They have like trillions of dollars. It's like, whew. Could you imagine having $1 trillion? Well, just 1 trillion. I think these families got multiple trillions of dollars.
Dude, we would podcast so hard. People would. We'd be in the Bahamas podcasting.
Pod so hard.
Pod so hard. What's that?
The yacht pod, bro.
Dude, come on.
Pod, not a yacht.
The jet pod.
The jet pod. The yacht pod.
Would we do rich stuff just to do rich stuff?
The submarine pod.
We definitely do it yeah, I mean, maybe for the marketing, right? The submarine pod would be sick.
Yeah, bro. $1 trillion? Like, those motherfuckers. And I think it doesn't even come to one particular person, I think. Like, those families are probably in community together to maintain their fucking shit.
That's weird. I don't even want to live like that. I don't want people to have strings on my life. It's not even my money. It's our money. Do I got to ask anybody if I spend any of it? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Money's not enough. You need freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get rich and you're a slave, what's the point of being rich?
Yeah, or under the thumb, or, you know what I'm saying, under someone else's direct influence and control.
True.
People are fucking weird, man.
People are weird, bro. And there's some people that, like, want the control. They want the manipulation. They need it.
They need it.
Which is a little weird.
People, man. I don't know if we need officials. We need leaders. I think it's yes and no. Is it a dichotomy? Is it a paradox?
Well, for our own business sake, if we fucking started a business, we wouldn't give people our position. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you have direct creative control. We'll figure everything out in thirds. We'll do votes. 2 votes wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that we wouldn't like want their influence and want their blah blah blah, but we wouldn't like let them dictate and control what we do. We don't want to be controlled. You know, so I started my own business.
Exactly.
So I guess what I'm saying is like we would naturally be the leaders of our company. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I guess, yeah, I don't mind being controlled, quote unquote, or having a boss. It's like having a mentor, you know? It's like if that boss is like a mentor, then like, fuck yeah. Like, my respect based on competence. Quote my dog. Come on.
Yeah, true. You can't like.
So I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, having somebody that you can refer to. I guess it's ultimately, yeah, it's like a judgment thing. It's like, whose judgment are you leaning on? Whose interpretation stat are you allowing to dictate what happens here? It's like, I don't mind following your interpretation stat if your interpretation stat over time results in a better outcome than mine would have. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, he was right. Or like
Bill Belichick, for instance. People don't like that guy, but then he wins championships a lot. So it's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's someone you definitely have to be like, that's a good mentor, even though I don't always like. He controlled a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But there was some rub of like that. He knows something that I don't, or he was right, you know?
Yeah. That experience. So yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know if we need. I think we kind of do. I think some people kind of definitely do need some sort of boss or mentor or to give their. I don't know.
I think you're revealing your alien right now. Just because you're like, I don't need anybody to get the best out of me. Like, I get the best out of me. And like 80% of Americans are like, damn, that sounds nice.
That'd be tight.
Yeah. And I think we all aspire to have that much agency within ourselves. And you can get there.
I think it takes time. You can get there because it definitely wasn't always like this.
Yeah.
I needed that college period of time where I was watching a lot of Jeff Nippert and Athlean X and Jim Sapani and reading a whole bunch of shit online about different workouts, different dietary stuff, supplement stuff, all that shit. You need to be able to be dumb or to not know and follow somebody else until you're able to lead yourself.
Till there's no role models to lean on.
Yeah. And you become the person. So we're trying to do ultimately, bring it back full circle. Trying to be the person that I looked up to. I'm trying to be Childish Gambino for other people.
Yeah, that's why Donald Glover is so inspiring to us. We're like, that's a role model.
That's it.
There's one.
That's one. Yeah. Man, life is crazy.
So yeah, I think we need structure. We definitely usually need structure all the time. It helps, even if it's your own structure. But do you need a person to give you that structure? Maybe in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when you're young, it helps. When you don't have that agency inside yourself. One thing I was thinking is like, we appreciate a culture of discipline. We're like, it's like, I don't want to be controlled. Don't control me. I'm controlling myself. But controlling myself requires a lot of discipline. Otherwise, if I can't control myself, then you do maybe have the right to control me. I can control myself, so I'm going to bathe in the waters of discipline, right? So much discipline that it's easier for me to be around other people who are also swimming in the current of discipline. So it's like, let me just like, can we just have a culture of discipline so that we can all do what we are supposed to do instead of you controlling me? You know what I'm saying? We'll just control ourselves in uniformity.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like crazy, right? Because it's like, don't control me. We're going to build a system of control. It's like backwards almost. Like the opposite of control would be chaos, right? Or like,
yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah.
How you're saying like, you know, I don't need someone to put discipline into me. Like I'm building my own discipline. That's it. That's the thing that makes it like, I mean, I think that's what makes you a leader. It's like that you have that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Because like my friend Jonathan, he was the opposite. He's like, don't control me. I'm going to bullshit. like, like, whereas you're definitely more like, don't control me, I'll control myself, which is fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't tell me how to get the job done. Just watch me get the job done.
Oh, yeah, that's gas. That's gas.
Don't tell me how to get the job done. I'm gonna go fuck off.
Yes. But there was something so like, I don't know. I thought Jonathan was like going to be a successful actor someday, because he was like not wrong. He like embodied the Joker attitude. He was like the king and the fool in the town square are like friends archetypically. It's like, why? It's like, because that guy's just as right as the king. Like, there's truth to him, you know?
Yes. Yeah, the comedian, the jester.
Yeah, the jester, that's right. And so, like, in that vein, like, I didn't hate him. And that was interesting to me, because I would normally hate anybody who would be like, fuck this, I'm going to go bullshit.
I'm gonna go fuck off.
But he's also good at the job, so, like, competence, you know what I'm saying? Demands respect.
Yes, it does.
And then his own personal sovereignty was like, I don't need this fucking guy who doesn't fucking care about what we do. He woke up late. He's got his own bullshit going on. His boss is mad at him, and he wants to come in here and yell at us about stuff that I don't even do on the regular. I'm not. Fuck it, dude. I'm going to go hit my vape in the back, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. And it was just like, he didn't talk like that, but like sometimes that was like the attitude behind why he was like, it's so arbitrary. It's also arbitrary. Why would I let it dictate my and my emotions, my regulatory responses over the arbitrariness of this fucking saltgrass? You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, God damn it, you're right. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the control. God, man, that's crazy. We're getting deep in this bitch.
True.
Just analyzing it from like a free will perspective. It's like, yeah, because it's strange. The control. Or being controlled, trying to control ourselves. It's a hard task to control yourself.
Oh yeah,
it's a hard fucking thing to do.
To act how you want to act all the time.
Yeah, it's like free will is a.
If you can master willpower, you'd be a real superhero.
Yeah.
Like that was like my uncle was like in his 30s. He's like, anyone that masters willpower is like a modern day superhero.
That's it.
It's like
that's truth.
As a kid, I was like, that can't be that hard. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's strange because we have quote unquote free will, but at the same exact time, a lot of people definitely do not have free will. Insofar as just like day-to-day stuff, activities, habits, thought patterns, verbal responses to things, types of jokes you make. There's just like subconscious fucking strings that are pulling us.
Yeah.
It's like we think we have free will and shit, but sometimes you really don't. A lot of people are just fucking in that neuroplastic fucking
groove
response. Yeah, that automatic response.
Yeah.
To whatever it is, to feel a certain way or to
fucking
act a certain way.
Damn it.
Do things that you're not supposed to do, that you told yourself you're not supposed to do, and then not do things that you told yourself you should do. It's like we're all in that weird crosshair of like free will, but a slave to your own habits. So it's important to listen to some JBP and stand up a little bit. Listen to some MJ38 and stand up a little bit.
Gotta do it.
Take that shit back.
Need it.
Take it back.
Yeah, it's like it helps with that. It helps with the neurons firing.
Mm-hmm.
I value this. I value this. I value this.
Yes.
You need that affirmation almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember. Mm-hmm. Fire those every day, because it's like, that's the thing. That's your life view. That's my life view. Is like, we're like operating a computer inside a fucking world, and like part of my life is input equals output, and like, or what I put out is what's going to get put back into me. And then I have this natural predisposition to fall into whatever like fucking where you fire stuff. Like this makes me fire this neuron, this makes me fire this neuron, and like all that shit's just like happening, and you have to like break habits and break cycles and break thinking models and stuff like that. Otherwise you end up in a place you don't want to be. Like you have all of that figured out on your map. Other people aren't mapping that. You know what I'm saying?
Not mapping it. Not mapping it at all.
It's like critically important to watch out for those
so
in your
crazy.
world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just thinking about this shit, man. The free will. We're dangerous. We're dangerous to ourselves if we're not careful.
Yeah.
We need someone to kind of show us.
Have you
We
seen-
needed Jesus to show us what the fuck is up.
Have you seen the Fiesta clips?
No.
Dude, they're crazy. Just scrolling Instagram this last week, I seen so
What do
many.
you mean? Crazy in what way? Because I think there was a shooting. Is that what you're referring
Yeah.
to? Okay.
It's like fights in the streets all over
San
the place.
Antonio. Fiesta is like a San Antonio. I didn't know this, but I think one of our servers was telling me about it. He was saying that Fiesta is like the second largest statewide like party, or not even statewide, sorry, citywide party in America, right behind Mardi Gras.
Nice.
So Mardi Gras is number one.
It's our baby gras.
Yeah, the baby Gras, bro.
Dude, that's 5.
Fiesta Gras.
Dude, that's awesome.
So yeah, Fiesta is like a party. It's like a week and a half, like 10 days or somewhere in that ballpark long of festivities and kind of cultural shit going on in San Antonio. They've been doing it. I'm not even sure how long they've been doing it. But
I don't know.
Been around for a minute. But this year, Fiesta, it just happened a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago. But there was a shooting that broke out.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, somebody shot somebody and then the cops shot that guy.
Shooting out. What were you saying about the videos? Or you saying they were
Just
crazy?
So many fights. Just looked real
We're
trashy.
dangerous.
Yeah, we're dangerous to ourselves. People will just, we're going to party? We're going to party? Oh, yeah, we're going to drink? All right, we're going to get fucked up? Oh, yeah. What did he say? What the fuck did he say?
What the fuck? You looking at me?
All of a sudden you're getting arrested. It's like, what just happened there? You know what I'm saying?
Bruh. People are dangerous.
It's crazy.
We're dangerous to ourselves, man. Yeah, it's crazy because that definitely is like the attitude for a lot of that. It's like, let's just get fucked up. What is that? It's like this inhibition or it's like fucking all caution to the wind. Let's just get fucked up.
I think it's like, get rid of all my stress that I'm feeling.
Mm.
Everything I'm feeling, bury it. We're going to ritual it. I'm going to fucking shower and put on the music and put on my clothes. Psh, psh. Yeah, I'm fucking psh. Then we're going to go. We're going to do our 2 shots before we hit the door. And then we're going to fucking listen to our favorite music. It's like a ritual of like ridding of your stress.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Flying free for one night.
Yeah, no weights, no additional stressors or anything holding you down.
Yeah.
Just trying to rid yourself of anything.
That's not helping.
That's too much. You need to have some stressors, or not stressors, but you need to have some blockers or some sort of.
Or maybe
What is
not.
it? I guess
Yeah.
discipline is like discipline is just like the weight carrying muscle. It's like you need to. It's like whenever you go out to go get fucked up, you're trying to take off all the weight of your life, but it's like discipline helps you because that's just gonna stack. Like whenever you're done drinking, it's like you got to put on all the weight plus a hangover. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I'm carrying all this weight and I'm hungover.
Yeah.
So it's like
That didn't help at all.
There's no not carry weight option. It's
Yeah,
like discipline just helps you carry weight
True.
and get better at bearing a load and not. It's like doing a fucking wall sit. It's like your legs are gonna get yoked up if you do enough wall sits for long enough. It's like your quads are gonna get strong. It's
Right.
like when that weight hits you, it's on your back. It's like, okay, it's not that bad if you willingly fucking do that shit.
Right.
But then, yeah, there's that. Just let's get fucked up. Let's take off all the weight of life.
Yeah.
Escapism to a degree. I get it. I fucking get it.
We also have like,
But it's dangerous because then you could be ended up in a fucking shootout at Fiesta.
true.
That's where that slope leads.
Just in a group fight.
Yeah.
In the street somewhere.
It ain't worth it.
No. No, it's crazy. The other thing is like, you have the structure of your job. You're like, I don't want to have a hangover because I got shit to do tomorrow. Some people don't have shit to do tomorrow. It's like, yeah, let me free tonight. I ain't doing anything tomorrow. I'll get free tomorrow night too.
Yeah.
Let's drink up, brother.
I remember having that or thinking about what you just mentioned in college in regards to like drinking, and because I drank a little bit in college. I don't really know, that wasn't one of my vices that really gripped me, but it's like I remember thinking also that part of a deterrent that maybe helped me not want to drink so much was working out, because I was like, one, it's just extra calories if you're drinking beer or you're drinking sodas, they like Jack and Cokes or whatever the fuck, you're like drinking margaritas, a lot of sugar or whatever the fuck. So additional calories already. And I was like, back in college, I was really on top of my macros and like trying to make sure this fucking experiment works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Want to maximize my input. So then I knew that those additional calories, I was like, I can't really afford that. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth that sacrifice. Or it's like, I gotta make a sacrifice either way. It's either the sacrifice of my macros or the sacrifice of like having fun or whatever the fuck. And I was like, well, I'll just take my macros. I'll be okay. I'll drink every once in a while whenever I have it accounted for in my accounting of my macros or whatever the fuck I was doing. So it was like the one thing with the extra calories and macros, and then also the negative ramifications of waking up with a hangover and being dehydrated in the gym and shit, and just like not lifting your best, you know what I'm saying? And not having your body recover fully and maximize your muscle protein synthesis and your muscle growth, whatever the fuck. So like all those things definitely helped me shape yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Help shape my actions and my neuro associations for things.
Yeah.
Because like I can't do this tonight because I got tomorrow coming up, and tomorrow I need to be ready for legs or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But it's like if you're not going to hit legs, you ain't got work tomorrow.
Why are we having any discipline at
You ain't
all?
got shit to do.
Yeah.
Get high.
You'd be a fool not to.
You'd be stupid.
What are you talking about?
Get while the getting's good.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing. The constraints help us have something. You need something to live for. So you're not just like,
Yeah, what's going on tomorrow? What's going on in 5 or 10 years?
gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, discipline is freedom. You know what I'm saying? What is free will? Free will is almost like not, free will is not freedom. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If you use your free will to develop discipline, then you can have freedom.
Oh,
That's it.
that's some shit. We're fucking unboxing the universe, the Rubik's Cube of the universe right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Free will is dangerous, actually.
All free will gives you the ability to make yourself a slave to yourself, to your habits and to your thoughts and to your natural predispositions. And we're so negatively attuned to information. It's like we have to make negative information more important to us, quote unquote, or more, we give it more importance because that could potentially hurt us in the future, this negative information. So it's like we're definitely more drawn to negative headlines, and you're definitely just drawn that way if you're not fucking actively going the other way. It's super hard to actively go the other way. You have to use your free will to develop discipline to make yourself go the other way.
Then you have a motor on your boat.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, like, yeah, the current of life is going this way. And, like, you have to develop your own motorboat to fucking fight the current, to have any chance to fight the current going the other way.
When you're on a jet ski going the other way, too, you're just like, oh, shit. The numbers get really small.
I'm cruising. Yeah, then there's separation. Like, there's no one around me. Where is everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like one of the keys to life, I think. It's like once you start climbing up the salmon ladder, you're like, oh, not that many salmon are going up the salmon ladder. Everybody's going downstream. And then it's like, there's not so much competition. There's not so much like, even people to relate to. It's like negatives and positives. Because I think one of the reasons that if there's so many people out there all fighting for the same job or all trying to make the newest product or all of us were actively pursuing everything, fuck, it would be hard to make it. Like, it'd be really hard to be a good anything if there was all 3 million. How many people are in America? 3.8 million? 3.8 billion?
I think we're like 400, almost 400 million maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Somewhere in the ballpark.
It'd be really hard to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody is doing that part. You know what I'm saying? The numbers get really thin. It's like, okay, there's only like
At
five.
the highest level of things.
Yeah. Like, how many active comedians are there? Does Joe Rogan always say? He's like, he thinks it's less than 500 active comedians in the world.
That are like killing.
Yeah. Or like performing on stages and like touring. And
I would say a couple thousand.
I think Joe's like, less than 500, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the numbers get super thin, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you become, masterfully competent.
Mm-hmm.
That just takes practice and time. That's it. But you would need discipline to use properly.
Fuck, man.
It's crazy. We're lucky because, like, one thing is, like, we've been telling jokes to each other, like, forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool because I have a ton of practice in that. Or, like, having a conversation with you forever. So we're, like, pretty good at that. But there's other things that we've been doing for, like, a shorter period of time, which is, like entertaining guests. Or, like, being able to, like, freestyle at a table and just, like, crush. I've only been doing that for, like, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So there's different, like, some people have been, Carrie, you've been singing your whole life. Every time you sing in the shower, you've been singing. It's like, sometimes it's like, yes, you've been developing something your whole life just based on who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's other times where it's going to take, like, I have not been playing the violin my whole life. If I started tomorrow, it would be like, I was 0 on the scale of hours spent, and I'd start at 1.
Yeah.
And, like, that takes discipline. that kind of shit is like, some of it's like you're lucky. Like, you just are someone who does this a lot, so you have a ton of practice. Like, competing. I've been playing so much, like, pickup basketball my whole life that, like, being in competition with people isn't, like, a weird thing to me at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm in that very often, but, like, if I do find myself in that place, it's, like, not unfamiliar territory. And there's just things like, you know, I've been eating your whole life. You know how to eat. You know what I'm saying? But there's other, like, more translatable stuff. Like, if you've been kind your whole life, maybe that's just you. Maybe you're just a good person. Some people, like, don't know how to be kind.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting beings. Man, get some fucking discipline in your life, kids. Let's go. That's what we're all about. That's what all of our influences are about. That's what we're trying to help motivate and inspire to do. Because as we're talking about right here, man, this shit's crazy. This shit gets deep. Yeah. We're all free-willed entities. But that does not mean we're free.
Yeah.
We need to take control of yourself. And the only way to do that is through discipline.
Yeah. How would you practice discipline? If you want to just like fucking...
I think I saw something yesterday actually that's like, it was talking about making your bed. It's like one thing.
Cash.
Just one thing. That's it. That's the one thing you can start doing right now to start building that discipline stat. And then whenever you come home after whatever the fuck you do and you see your bed, you'll be like that just a little shot of espresso right there. It's like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Nice. At least I did that today. At least I did that.
It's great.
Drink more water. Make your bed.
I love coming home to my made bed.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. When I come home and it's not made, I'm like, damn it. That's all right. I'll get them tomorrow.
I make it. Like, immediately I make it. I'm like, God damn it. I'll fix this real quick.
Here we go. Hold on. It takes a whole minute, 2 minutes max.
I was so bad at that shit, bro. I was so bad at cleaning. I was so bad at, like, being orderly. I was so lazy when I was a kid. So fucking lazy, bro. Like, I hate that motherfucker. I'm gonna beat him up for being so lazy.
That free-willed bastard.
You motherfucker just wasting it. Developing bad habits every day. Oh, I'll get that later. That's all you did was do it later. You were a later king.
You're the king of later.
Yeah. Later's a different kingdom. This is the now. I rule in the now, and the later does my work.
Yeah. Later we bask in the shade of the trees planted in the now.
That's how it should be. No, but I was making more work for myself all the time. But it's crazy, like, there's two thoughts. One is that, like, just working. Like, my life story took me to a place where I was, like, literally cleaning up after other people all the time. And then it made no sense for me to, like, have to come home and not clean up after myself. It's like, I already know how to do this, you know what I'm saying?
I'm doing this all fucking day.
Yeah. I lived in a culture where I was, like, if someone doesn't pick up some trash when they walk by, you're like, hey, what the fuck?
Come on, bro, pick that up.
How am I going to be like that at work and then come home and be like, that's cool. Like, I can't do it, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, so like life took me down a place where like I developed more discipline to where like turning off the fan, like my fucking bed fan before I left the house, dude. Remember my stepdad being like making a rule: if I left my fan on when I went to school, then I couldn't use the fan the next night. And I remember like
rough.
The one time I had no fan and couldn't sleep and was just like hot and sweaty, and I was just like, this is not it, cuz. This is not it. And even then I like hated him for that. I was like, you son of a bitch. It's just a fucking fan. Why didn't you turn it off?
You fucking prick.
You want me to suffer?
For what?
For what?
For what?
For 10 cents? He did the math. He's like, it's like, you know, it's like 20 cents a day or something like that. And over the course of the year, we're going to pay like $50 for your fan habit. And I was like, $50 pay up front? Like, what the fuck?
You gonna fan tax me? Son of a bitch.
But like, now as an adult, I had that moment occur still where I'm like, I have the fan on. And like, the bed's in the way. And I'm walking out the door, and I've already activated leave muscles.
Yeah.
And like I've got all the shit.
Fired the leave synapse.
Yeah. And that's the discipline moment though. Like that's it. Where you're like when you see the bed and it's messy, and you're like but I noticed it. And then like there's that like
that moment. The fork in the road.
Just like make the bed or like turn off the fan. It's so worth. That's the discipline muscle.
Yeah,
that's the workout.
You'll feel the fork present itself, and then you have to like, fuck that. Fuck that. It's gonna be hard to do.
Go against the current.
Yeah, fuck that. Upstream.
Dude. That's like doing a push-up.
Hard cut. Yeah.
You gotta like develop the muscle, like you said. But the problem is like you can't do it all at once. Like you can't just like become masterful in discipline. That's why making the bed so nice. It's like the tiniest increment of like a discipline workout, so that you can like do more and get stronger in that muscle.
Yes. Yes, bro. Fucking make the bed, dishes, laundry. That shit feels good now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it's still annoying to do, but it feels much better now than it ever has.
It's annoying to schedule the time to do it, but once the time is scheduled and I am doing it, it's nice. Especially the podcasting. It's fucking nice, dude. Enjoy that. I love cleaning the apartment.
Yes, bro. Fuck yeah. Well, shit, Jimmy. You want to wrap her up and go hit Play-Doh school a little bit?
Yeah, are we right there? How long did we go today?
Yeah, we went like an hour 20.
Nice.
Hour 20 change.
God damn, we're getting in there, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. You
Talk
know
about some concepts, man. We'll figure out the fucking keys of the universe here, y'all. Glad you're along for the ride.
Yeah, we're stepping up a level of do it ourselves. Shot some TikToks. Hopefully you see those.
Yes. Yeah, we still got some more music on the way. We need to finish up the last song or two. Get that shit going. We got some TikToks and some more short form little skit comedy videos coming. They'll be on everything. They'll be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. They'll be everywhere. But we're gonna get some more of those. Some more kind of organized video content out there. The podcast is coming. The other one, I think 40 just released. We keep on moving, man. We got a good little routine down. Just gonna get the routine down.
We're rocking.
Just let it rock. Let it ride.
Hell yeah.
Fucking get it, man.
Yeah. Good luck on your day. Go crazy.
Let's go. Go crazy. Go nuts. Let's go win today.
Gotta do it.
Go win today.
Go show somebody something.
Yeah, make your bed. It's a win.
Show yourself something.
Show yourself, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Make your bed, gang. Peace.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we